Are you ready to embrace the best years of your life? Well, welcome to Boomers and Beyond, the podcast that celebrates the 55 plus community and everything this exciting chapter has to offer. Everyone, I'm your host, Antionette Blake, better known as the DE Diva, and every week I'll dive into topics that matters to us the most. From health and wellness, travel, family dynamics, finances, family, friends. We're going to explore them all. Going to have some good advice, but I'm going to ask for yours as well, because there'll be lively topics about aging vibrantly, building strong relationships, and guess what? Making the most of retirement. So go grab yourself a cup of coffee or tea, even wine or juice, and settle in with me as we navigate this exciting world of boomers and beyond. And don't forget, subscribe to the show and leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And share it with your family, your friends, your bae, and your boo too, because this conversation is all about you and me. So let's get started with Boomers and Beyond. Hello, and welcome back to the show. This is Antionette Blake, your host of Boomers and Beyond. And today, we need to have a real talk. Yep, we're going to talk about a feeling that many of us are afraid to admit. You know the moment I'm talking about. You retire, the kids move away, the house gets quiet, and suddenly, you realize you haven't spoken to another human being in 48 hours. It creeps up on you. The silence isn't just quiet, it's heavy. Today we're going to be tackling the silent epidemic, loneliness. But, and this is a big but, we're also going to learn the difference between being lonely and enjoying solitude. We're going to learn how to move from one to the other. The health warning. Yes. I'm not trying to be dramatic here, but they call this an epidemic. The Surgeon General has actually flagged loneliness as a serious public health crisis. Listen to this. Loneliness is as dangerous to your health as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. And trust me, I know what that's like. I know the damage of smoking. That much more per day. Thank God I quit back in 2009. But to think that simply being isolated can do more damage to our bodies. Man, that's a wake-up call. Let's look at the brain. The data shows that social isolation is linked to a 50% increased risk of dementia. Why? Because conversation is exercise for the brain. And when we stop talking to people, our processing speed slows down. I remember when I was going through my radiation treatment for DCIS, I'd lay on the table and it was so quiet. They tell me, take a deep breath and hold it. And I had to stay perfectly still. I couldn't speak. Imagine if your whole life became like that radiation table, holding your breath and saying nothing. That isn't living. Conversation is the breath of life. It's the mental gymnastics that keeps us sharp. However, being alone doesn't always mean you're lonely. No, we have a distinction, a major distinction here. I want you to write this down or listen to this closely. Close your eyes, just listen. Loneliness is the pain of being alone. Solitude is the glory of being alone. Let me repeat that. Loneliness is the pain of being alone. Solitude is the glory of being alone. Let that sink in. because solitude is intentional. It's restorative. It's like reading a book in a quiet room, gardening. It's feeding your soul. It's making you feel good. Loneliness is when you crave that connection, but you can't find it. So the $1 million question here is, how do we bridge the gap? How do we stop the pain and find the glory? Well, believe it or not, sociologists call it the third place. They say we all need the third place. What's the third place? Well, the first place is home. The second place is work. And for many of us, that's in the rearview mirror. We've already, done that, retired. But the third place is community space. Yes. This could be at a coffee shop, a library, a park bench that you sit at on every Tuesday, or a church pew that you go to every Sunday. It's a place where you become a regular. You see them in the diner, right? The regular people at the counter. And you don't need a best friend to combat loneliness. You just need weak ties. Now that sounds negative, but it's not. It's actually a superpower. I'm talking about, like, it could be the barista, whatever you call those ladies, or the waiters or waitresses that knows your orders. How about the mail carrier? I know Gina by name and I wave at her all the time. Sometimes we have short and simple conversations. Those short, simple conversations boost your serotonin. They remind your brain and your heart that you exist and that you are part of a tribe. I know, I still miss my neighbor next door. He and his wife were married for 50 years. And after she died, then his dog died. And he was there all day in and day out. I thank God every day that his family came and said, Pop, come live with us. Because I don't know what would have happened to him had he stayed in that big house with nothing to do but watch TV for company. We have to look out for each other. So let's talk about one other thing, technology. I know. Social media can be toxic if you're really just aimlessly scrolling, but it can also be a lifeline. There are specific groups out there that are made just for you. There are Facebook groups for gardeners, walkers, people that like to crochet or cook. Use the technology. Use the technology to find your people, find your tribe. And then the key here is get offline and meet them. Get out. I'm like, if you're here local in Smyrna, go check out Focus Pharmacies, a wonderful example of the third place. Not only you get your prescription filled or get some things that you need, there's a spot you could just sit, read, listen to Christian music. It's a safe, kind environment just to be around people. So here's my challenge for you this week. And I want you to have at least one conversation with a stranger. Now, it doesn't have to be deep. Don't have to get all deep. You can talk about the weather. You can complain about the price of eggs. Just make contact. When you're in a grocery store line, speak to the person behind you. I love that because, I'm always talking and people are saying hi when I'm talking. And then what trips me out is when I say hi to the cashier that has the name badge and they go, how's she know my name? Yeah, right. And you go in and wearing it on your chest. Duh. Listen, we're bigger than our four walls. And it reminds us that we're still part of the world. So I want you to try that. Come back, tell me how it went, leave me a comment, because we have to keep each other happy and healthy. I want you to keep your mind active. You got to do it. So remember, stay healthy, stay happy, and stay safe. And this is the DE Diva asking you, if you enjoy this podcast, Boomers and Beyond, make sure that you subscribe and share it with your family, your friends, your bae, and your boo too. And until the next time, see ya. It's the DE Diva. I want to thank you all for tuning in today's episode of Boomers and Beyond. I hope you enjoyed the show. And don't forget, subscribe and leave a comment and share it with your friends. You can find me on all my social media platforms. And you know what? This podcast is on Apple and Spotify and Google and iHeart. They're all out there. Just ask for Boomers and Beyond. And if you have a question or a topic suggestion, send an email to me at ablake48@gmail.com. And if there's a topic that you want me to explore on this show, make sure you leave that as well. I'm also actively seeking sponsors who cater to the amazing 55 plus community. So if you have a business or a service that aligns with my listeners' interests, I'd love to hear from you. Send me an email. You know how to do that. ablake48@gmail.com. Don't forget, join us next Saturday for another exciting episode packed with information and inspiration for living your best life after 55. Boomers and Beyond is hosted by Buzzsprout, and the music is by Mass O Beats from freetouse.com. See ya, it's the DE Diva.